we can just
Yeah.
keep it going. All right, so we should be live here. Let me double check. Okay, yeah, we're live.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Although the cool thing will be in a few days at this time of day, I'll be saying good afternoon, everyone, because we're about to go to London, which will be pretty cool. Yeah. Hey, everyone. My name is Marty, also known as Alcatraz. For those who may be tuning in for the first time, or maybe watching this in preparation for AVAX Summit next week over in jolly old London. I'm the CEO and one of the co-founders at Lightning Forge Games, which is a blockchain and AI-powered gaming studio building exclusively on the Avalanche blockchain. And yeah, Jazz, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing well, doing well. Thanks for asking, Marty. I'm the only guy here at LFG who's not in Australia. I'm based in Canada, so I get to enjoy the nice evenings right now. Unfortunately for you guys, it's early morning, so I do apologize for having to get you guys up.
It's all good, man. Sorry, it's the week before any big event we go to. Like DMs go crazy, Telegram goes crazy. I've got an influencer right now basically asking us what LFG agents are like. I'm literally trying to find the link to this ForgeChat. So I was going, hey, just why don't you come? Why don't you come chat about it with us right now? We'll see if he.
That'll be amazing. But yeah, for anyone who might be a little unfamiliar with myself, because I feel like this is the first time I've kind of showing this beautiful face to everyone. I am Jazz. I handle the marketing when it comes towards LFG, and anything when it comes towards campaigns and relations, and just making sure that we've got a good image there on socials.
And I mean, Lava Twilight. I guess we can just call you Cat. We've used your name and you're doxed on like various platforms.
Pretty much.
I think this is your first Forge Chat, isn't it?
It is, yeah. This is my very first one. So, hi everyone. My name's Cad, otherwise known as Lava Twilight. I am COO and also one of the co-founders here at Lightning Forge Games as well. But yeah, this is my first Forge Chat.
So, because I know we recorded a bunch of stuff with you, obviously over at GDC. You've been with the team at Token, at Ton Gateway, at
Yep.
3XP.
I was at 3XP, Token 2049.
Yeah.
Basically, anywhere you may have seen someone with bright pink hair, it's 9 times out of 10, it's probably me. Yeah, I've been I sort of come with you guys as we go. This will be really exciting. I'm really excited, looking forward to the BEAM event and AVAX Summit. That's gonna be like hell fun. First time going to London as well, which will be super, super, super cool. But yeah, I've been everywhere, man.
And yeah, obviously, obviously good to introduce you to the community. You've sort of been here since day one, obviously. Obviously not as public facing as like, maybe myself or Brett or Johnny or people like that. But I mean, arguably one of the most important people to what we do, because you're the one that makes sure everything keeps going and works behind the scenes. And Jazz, I know in that podcast that we'll be dropping at some point, I know we talked about this at GDC when we recorded some stuff, how running a game studio, cool. Like, I get to, be the face of the studio and talk about, hey, the games we're building and all the cool stuff we're working on. But at the end of the day, a game studio is still a company. It's still a business. We have HR, we have payroll, we have, OH&S requirements, we have legal, we have accounting. We figure it'd be good for the community to actually know that there is someone, under the hood that helps us, keep doing what we do, basically. So
yeah, just make sure you guys get paid, go places, make sure you arrive on time safely, and then tag along because for funsies.
One thing Marty forgot is Cat's also the coolest person to be around, so that's a bonus on top of all of that.
Oh, absolutely. And there's don't get me wrong, we have an incredible team of co-founders, all 5 of us. And you haven't met you've met the 5th one, but the community hasn't met our 5th co-founder yet. We'll get him onto a Forge Chat at some point. But no, we're very blessed in that we're a group of people that have worked together previously. We know each other. We get along well. Kat and I, have worked together for a very long time to the point now where we finish each other's
sandwiches.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, do you want to give, I guess, a little bit of background? How you got into gaming and stuff like that?
Yeah. So my biggest thing is I've got 20 plus years of customer service and business experience. I'm BD at Leonardo AI still, actually. So I kind of work 2 jobs, which is great. I love that, by the way, just FYI. But yeah, so I work at Leonardo AI as BD, and I really have always been very interested in the gaming space and sort of getting that underway. And then when Marty started doing the indie thing like about 15 years ago, give or take, something like that. I came on just to help him steer the ship and stay on top with him and Brett, and just sort of never left. I've sort of just been here ever since. So but yeah, it's been a really great ride, learning new things, which is really, really cool. And yeah, now having some staff, which is awesome. That's probably the biggest achievement, I think, for us as a studio, like going from just a couple of us to now having a full staff of almost 11. So it's 11, 12, something like that. Yeah, really, really fun. It's been very exhilarating.
Yeah, 12, because we had a UI UX designer join the team yesterday. Obviously still on probation. We're not going to dox him, but has a very impressive resume, has worked in a lot of various studios, both Australia and abroad. And yeah, one of the biggest things that we're obviously always looking at with everything we're building with Gladiator Mayhem, with the other games, with LFG agents, and how that all ties into the LFG ecosystem. There's so many unknowns to what we're building. Like, there is no playbook here that we can fall back on. We are, I say this all the time, and the team's probably sick of it by now. We are literally doing the ungoogleable, which is fun, but it means you need to bring on very, very talented people to help solve, a lot of these issues. Like, when we're going to allow every single player to train their heroes based on their gameplay, how do you find that balance of making that Act 1 actually work, but also making it fun, make it intuitive, make it to a point where people want to come back and keep training their heroes? And then how does that then drive into gameplay? How do we set up tournaments? How do we bring all the pieces of the puzzle together? And yeah, having someone else in the design team, especially someone with a very heavy background in mobile UI and UX, is a really great addition to the team.
Yeah, it was awesome.
His name is Connor Gallagher. The UI UX.
Should I know who that is? Like, name's not ringing a bell.
Yeah, it's like celebrity.
Oh, okay. Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
Well, a little late to the joke there.
Oh, dude, it's too early in the morning for jokes at this point. Honestly,
I've only had one coffee yet.
I mean, that's coffee number 2 just there. I feel bad saying this, in that, like, one of the things I'm looking forward to for the trip to London, is the fact that, like, the second leg of our trip, because it's 24 hours traveling from Australia, so it's a long flight.
Yeah, that's long.
But that second leg, we won't have Wi-Fi on the plane, so I've got no excuse but to just sleep, which would be great. So, but yeah,
definitely make sure you don't do 14 hours of Factorio this flight. Make sure you do get some sleep.
I mean, it was unfortunate timing that Factorio released a massive update right before we were heading to Time Gateway over in Dubai.
Yeah.
I'm sitting on the plane. I couldn't sleep. I'm like, well, I'm just going to grab out the MacBook and play some Factorio. It was good fun.
I mean, I get it. To be fair, on the flight to San Francisco, I was playing nothing but Vampire Survivors because I don't sleep on a plane. So I was just power bombing that as much as I could.
But, is that for you guys the longest route from Australia to London?
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow.
You can go from Sydney to Perth and then do it in one shot, like Perth to London. And apparently Qantas will be launching in 2027 a Sydney to London direct, which you'll be in the air for like 24 hours straight, which is insane.
I think they're building planes specific for it so that it actually can hold like fuel and passengers.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think
And
we
and
saw
they've
a
delivered.
concept of it at South by.
Yeah. That was God. That was almost 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
But yeah, the cool thing with that is they're actually like I think every seat's going to be like a premium economy sort of style seat at least
Oh,
because like
cool.
24 hours you don't want to
Yeah.
jam as it's this is not where WebJet comes to the fore unfortunately. But
It's just
no,
some
definitely
EasyJet seats.
yeah, definitely looking forward to it. Obviously, jumping on ForgeChat today, just want to basically give the community a bit of an update on everything we're up to, but especially around this upcoming trip because we're definitely excited about it. There will definitely be some interesting alpha that will be getting dropped during the summit. But I mean, Jazz, before we even get to summit, we're doing a slight detour
We are.
to the Netherlands.
Yeah. So we have decided that we're going to attend Beamfest with our friends over at Merit Circle, now known as Beam. It was kind of, we pre-planned from GDC this year when we had obviously talked to Mark over at Beam and the whole Beam community in general. Lovely people. We love the ecosystem and the whole team. And, one thing, and I think, Marty, you can elaborate on this a little bit more, but one thing with LFG and just you guys in general, it's always support ecosystem and communities around you who have the same vision, same kind of ethos, and we want to go out there, connect with fellow studios, obviously connect with our connections we already have, and just explore different things. Right, we're right now very narrowed into the AVAX ecosystem, but AVAX being a great partner for Beam, and vice versa, we want to check it out. And who is there to say no to a trip to Amsterdam? I don't know anyone else who would say no to a trip to Amsterdam. So, great location, Beam team. Let's keep it up with that one.
I mean, one of the, I mean, we talked about this like a previous Forge chat, how, we had a few options as far as like picking like a home base and like what chain we want to build with. And obviously Avalanche made a lot of sense for a lot of reasons. One of the big ones is that Avalanche has this incredible network of L1s. So it used to be called subnets. Obviously now they're the L1s. But it gives us this really amazing ecosystem of projects and communities that we can obviously engage and work with everything we're building here at LFG. We're not restricted to just the other projects building on C chain directly, which is Avalanche's main, I guess, chain. And don't get me wrong, there's some great games on C chain as well. I've been playing a lot of Pulsar lately because I'm a huge StarCraft fan, and it's basically just cool modern StarCraft, which is really fun. But when you start looking into all of the L1s, you look at Beam being a really great example of that. With all the various projects that they've got sort of building on their particular chain. Shout out to Forgotten Playland. We did some stuff with them back at launch, back in at my previous studio. I always forget the name. Rumble Arcade. I've been playing a bunch of that on my phone as well lately. That's really awesome. And then obviously you've got Beam, you've got DeFi Kingdoms, you've got Seedon, you've got Maple Story are rolling out their L1. I believe that's in a few days. That's coming up just before Summit, which would be really cool. Have you minted your free NFT yet?
I have indeed. Yes. Have you?
Yeah. Cool. Yep.
Cool.
May have sneakily grabbed a few wallets for that one.
But, no, I didn't hear anything. I didn't hear.
Yeah, no, of course not. No. who would do that? But yeah, definitely. There's so many interesting projects to work with, and obviously with LFG agents, a big part of what we're trying to do there is not just build agents which are great for our own games. Obviously, you can literally watch them playing the game behind me there in Gladiator Mayhem. And obviously, some people got a sneak peek of that at GDC. We're going to have, we're bringing along some laptops that will have our full training environment to Summit, which would mean we could actually train, like a Jazz AI agent, a Lava Twilight AI agent, and stuff like that. So that's getting really exciting, getting all the pieces together. But then you've obviously then got the fact that agents are designed to work with literally any game. So having access to so many interesting games and projects and communities, if they are looking for AI integration in what they're actually building, obviously we want to be having those conversations. When there's an awesome partner like Beam, if we're able to attend their events in person, then obviously that's what we want to be doing. I'll be honest, we wouldn't normally go all the way to Amsterdam from Australia just for this event. Anna, you're awesome, but it's a long way for us to go. But yeah, given that we were basically just down the road, going to be in London anyway for Summit next week, just flying out a few days earlier and popping over to Holland. Remember, like Holland, the Dutch, all that. Like,
have any of you been to Amsterdam before or Netherlands? No.
This is actually my first trip to Europe, believe it or not.
Oh wow.
Same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Cool.
So
I've never been either. So
yeah,
first time. 3 of us.
So yeah, anyone
Big
with any
bucket list, though.
suggestions? Definitely. Any community members with any suggestions of what we should be doing in Amsterdam? Keep it PG, please. But yeah, feel free to drop them in our Telegram or drop them over on our Discord. And obviously Jazz will be there with the cameras, so anything we legally can film, we will. Although again, it's Amsterdam. I don't know where that line. We actually I'll check that. Make sure we don't do anything too crazy while we're there. But definitely looking forward to Beamfest. Obviously, have a great relationship with the whole team, the Beam team, which feels really weird for me to say because many years ago I worked on a game called Beam Team. But yeah, I'll find some old footage of that somewhere. It was a really cool game. And then
was that the one that was on the PAX floor?
Yeah, that was the 9-foot tall arcade cabinet that we built.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah,
that was how much can I talk about? I mean, I don't think I'm under any NDAs with this one. But yeah, we built this really cool like arcade game, had like this two-player like co-op arcade cabinet. And yeah, we had it at PAX Australia in 2019. We're working with a publishing partner who like distributes arcade cabinets all over the world. And then COVID happened, and every single place around the world that would want an arcade cabinet closed their doors. So yeah, timing unfortunately not great on that one, but it was definitely a really fun project to work on. I'll find some stuff and I'll throw it over on our Discord.
It was fun.
And then so we're in Amsterdam for Beamfest. Or was it Water Torrens? Is that the name of the event? Or was that the
Water Torn Fest something? Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Like,
but I mean, everyone calls it Beamfest, so
yeah, cool. Yeah,
let's might as well call it Beamfest.
And then from there, we hop on a relatively quick flight. This is the craziest part to me, coming from Australia, where for us to go anywhere, it's like an effort. The fact that we can just like, oh yeah, Sunday morning, we're just going to hop on a plane and go from Amsterdam to the United Kingdom. Just still blows my mind as an Australian. But popping over there. And all of next week, we are in London for AVAX Summit, which, I'm couldn't be looking forward to this more. It's actually my first AVAX Summit. Obviously worked with the Avalanche ecosystem quite closely, but unfortunately, I haven't been able to make any of the previous ones. So definitely looking. Jazz? Have you been to any before or
not summits? No,
okay,
unfortunately not. So it's my first one. So again, all 3 of us.
Yep. And there'll be one other. Our CPO and head of AI, Brett, will be coming with us as well. I think he's missed his alarm this morning. He was meant to be on here, but won't hold it against him too much. He just got back into work after a week off. So, but yeah, AVAX Summit is going to be incredible. It's at Hatfield House in the UK, just outside of London. The venue looks insane,
gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Massive.
Yeah, like it's not like castle. It's a chateau, I think is the term for it. But like the venue looks incredible. Basically everyone who is anyone in the AVAX ecosystem will be there next week. So absolutely looking forward to connecting with new friends, old friends, people we've worked with previously. It's going to be a really awesome experience from that point of view. I am doing a panel while we're over there, so talking about the integration of blockchain and AI. I'm sure that'll be streamed somewhere, but you can check it out on the AVAX Summit website. We'll put the links like down below this video and all that sort of stuff. I'm sure we'll get some footage and chop it up and throw it on our socials as well, which would be cool. And then, all the side events will be there as well. So, definitely looking forward to connecting with other Avalanche ecosystems. Like I know Warp have a really cool event that we're going to be going to. I know I've got like some other stuff with some of the gaming on AVAX people there as well. Most of the influencers we're chatting to will be there. Like it's like in terms of like if GDC is the biggest event globally for, I guess, for game developers in general, this has to be like right up there alongside like say Token 2049 and stuff like that in terms of like just the scale and the importance in the blockchain space.
I think
So, yeah.
I feel like Token, we had way too many events to go to and not enough time, but it was like super fun just hopping from event to event, and it was really, really, really fun to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Token is always like crazy like that.
Love
Token
it.
was
It was
more
so fun.
side event focused, in my opinion, whereas AVAX Summit is more actually focused on Avalanche, the community, and the chain itself, which I personally like a lot because, in my eyes, it's always been what's the point of going to an event if you're not actually learning about or you're not speaking about the brand which is hosting it. So,
Yeah.
yeah, excited to see that. And as you said, Marty, that venue looks absolutely ridiculous. Like, I feel like I'm Prince Charles walking into that venue, probably. So, you
King
know,
Charles now.
right?
To,
Sorry, King
you know,
Charles.
not
Yep,
not
yep.
to not to miss what's it's not like not
Mispronounced
to
royals.
mispronounce his
Yeah,
I mean you're from Canada, we're from Australia. He's all of our kings, so
he
apparently
is our king. Yeah.
we're meant to give a shit about that anyway. Hopefully he makes it to summit. Like God, like his health hasn't been great lately. Hopefully he's shout outs to King Charles. I'm sure you're watching right now. So all our thoughts and prayers.
King Charles Cosmetic coming soon.
Yeah, pretty much. Don't say that. Now we'll have to go make it. We could like the bar. Actually, no. One of the there's a I can't say what it is, but one of the factions we haven't announced yet. There's a cosmetic that's like they're wearing like a crown, and it's like they actually would kind of fit for that. Anyway, but yeah, no, definitely looking forward to being at Summit. I know we've got some announcements planned for we're over there. So again, follow us on our socials, and there'll be some cool stuff coming out there.
Yep.
We've got the panel. We're going to have Gladiator Mayhem there playable, which will be good to go as well. So people will get their hands on. We'll be showing off some of the cool AI training stuff that we're building as well. Which given the response we had at like GDC, like what we're doing with LFG agents is relatively it's unique in the gaming space. So very unique in the Web3 space as well. I know there are some other projects that are doing stuff, related to AI. But yeah, the way that we're really integrating them into that like AFK and play game loop, I think is actually relatively unique to what we're building, which is really cool. And yeah, like I said, overall, it's going to be an amazing time just to catch up with everyone and be able to drop some alpha, share some good times with the AVAX community, and obviously connect with other teams and projects that hopefully we can support moving forward with LFG agents.
Yeah. I think a big thing is also just putting our face out there, right? Like a lot of these studios nowadays and a lot of projects in the space, unfortunately, aren't very founder focused. They're not docs. Nobody knows who's building behind the scenes. And I think when you see a team in person, when you see them interact with you, you see their personalities, you instantly become more bullish. I mean, that's for me how it is personally. And if we can, just chat to people, and if it's either helping them out with something they're struggling with, or if we can have some collaboration or something, or if we can just help the ecosystem in general, well, I feel like we're all for it, right? Like, I mean, Marty, you've been, every meeting we have, usually you're like the biggest AVAX supporter, and you always like, hey, let's push the ecosystem forward, because if AVAX grows, we'll grow. And I love that attitude, and I feel like attending these events actually showcases that as well.
Absolutely, man. I mean, don't get me wrong, the timing of Summit couldn't be better from just a anyone who is interested in on-chain economics, I guess, perspective. Not financial advice, do your own research, disclosure. But yeah, no, like at the end of the day, the way Avalanche has structured everything they do, and this is going way back, like this is, even go back to GDC years ago, when they were first hosting their like events. Their focus has always been build a community, bring together amazing projects, doing incredible things. I mean, Maple Story, Off the Grid, Gladiator Mayhem. Like there's so many, even just, and obviously outside of GameFi, there's even more. There's so many incredible things happening in the AVAX ecosystem that's you can't help but be successful as a byproduct of that. Avalanche isn't looking for their one big, lucky break. They're putting out, all these different opportunities for just the ecosystem to grow and evolve. The fact that they've got the best tech in the industry helps as well. If you've actually built on, various different blockchains, like Avalanche is arguably the easiest to integrate and build on. Their gas is, especially after like all the AVAX 9000 stuff they did, I think it was late last year. Like gas on AVAX is literally nothing, or practically nothing. I shouldn't say literally nothing. So yeah, it's an incredible ecosystem to build in, and I think we're seeing that really come to fruition with just the diversity and quality of all of the projects we have across the entire ecosystem. And even outside of GameFi, you look at the stuff that's happening in RWA, you look at the DeFi stuff, you look at the even the meme coin culture in the Avalanche ecosystem is so healthy compared to what you may find on other chains. Like I said, I can shill AVAX, till the cows come home, obviously, but it's one of those things where I don't need to, because anyone who's actually paying attention knows what AVAX is doing. Like I shared a tweet the other day, like they are, there was like they were the fastest growing chain in like the past week or something. So while the whole market might be shifting to a more positive direction at the moment, you've really got to be paying attention to, if everyone's doing this, but AVAX is doing this, you've got to ask yourself why. And I think a lot of it just comes down to the ecosystem that they've sort of brought together.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, that you could have said it better than anyone else could have. But yeah, I mean, overall, I'm personally very excited for Summit. Marty, now, I remember back in Singapore in Token 2049, we were at the Helga House, and you had made people do an LFG chat. Are we going to get this again here in London or Amsterdam? I need to know.
I don't know if Max and Helica are going to be there this time. I think they are. I know Anton will be there. And I mean, it's not Max's birthday, so, or maybe it is. Who knows? Maybe it's just always Max's birthday. But yeah, like we'll be at a bunch of different side events. I know there's there's a lot of the events that's happening around Summit is more than just, we're gonna go to a bar and drink and complain about things. Like I know, like the day before, there's like paddle, which I'm looking forward to. That's gonna be really fun. There's a hackathon at the end of it, where if time permits, I would love to jump in and do some stuff there. Because again, just a great way to connect with other people building, hopefully try and give back to the community, help out a little bit if we can. Hell, maybe at the hackathon we'll get some people building with LFG agents and see if we can sort of maybe vibe code some cool stuff together. But yeah, definitely looking forward to just connecting and having some fun at all the side events, as well as the actual main summit itself. There's going to be just some really awesome chats there. I know they've got like there's so many just random cool things they have planned. Like they have a massage room. Like what Web3 conference has a massage room? But they do.
The right ones.
Like live music, DJs, like awesome food. Like you're bringing together some of the most well-known, but also just some of the quietest builders in the Web3 space, and they're the ones you have to watch out for. Like the people who are screaming from the rooftops, like, cool, they've got the marketing down pat, and we try to do that as well, obviously. But as much as we are out there, like screaming how awesome LFG is, it's the rest of the team that's just heads down, quietly building, day in, day out. Because good things do take time to sort of bring together, and for anyone who saw GM at GDC, like that was what 2 months or month and a half ago now. If you get a chance to play Gladiator Mayhem at AVAX Summit, you're going to see a drastic difference between the two builds, even just relatively short time frame. We're very much gearing up towards our first publicly playable builds of the game. So definitely stay tuned around Summit. Big shout out to Cohort Zero. You know who you are. But yeah, definitely a lot of interesting things happening. And you're going to find, especially after Summit, the things happening from LFG are going to be accelerating. There's a lot of really big things that we've been working on. And it wouldn't be possible without, the connections we have through the Avalanche ecosystem.
Some big announcements. Keep your eyes on the socials.
Yeah.
That's the alpha of the day.
That's the key. That's the key to
That's
everything right there.
that's honestly is the key to everything.
Yeah.
But what's one thing both of you guys would want to get out of this trip, summit, Beamfest? Because it's I feel like it's always good to have some kind of goal in these events. So I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on something you guys want.
I definitely feel like going to AVAX and Beam is really solidifying our. Oh my lord, my brain stopped working. Like solidifying our connections with these with these two groups. Like we've been really close with AVAX since 3XP, like back in 2022, 23, something along those lines. Like back when they had us. Yeah. Like when we were there on the stand and things like that at 3XP back in the day, and like we have really just sort of been in and out, but being able to go to these events and really solidifying that partnership with them is going to be like really, really exciting. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And probably I don't want to just like piggyback off your answer, but I'm going to piggyback off your answer because I'm the CEO. I get to do that. I just get to take everything the team does. I get to take as my own. But no, like the biggest thing I'm looking forward to with Summit is we're going there with a plan. We're going to be dropping some alpha. We're going to be doing some play tests of Gladiator Mayhem. There's some big announcements we'll be making during the event. So yeah, definitely please, follow our socials and stuff like that. But the most value I always find I get out of these events, it's the things that you don't plan for. It's the random 2 a.m. Hey, let's go grab a kebab and let's talk about some cool partnership, or let's just making the connections that really allow us to work and just be part of the Avalanche ecosystem is probably the biggest thing for myself. We all know this industry moves so fast that there'll be a bunch of projects, at Summit that maybe didn't even exist at GDC, or weren't, didn't have the opportunity to be there. And to be able to connect, find out what they're doing, see if there's ways we can support them. That's, for myself, that's the big thing. Just being able to give back to a really incredible community and connect with potentially projects that we can work with, other games, see what everyone is building at the moment. I'm really hoping that as much as I'm looking forward to getting in some games of Off the Grid, play some Maple Story, connect with those guys, I'm looking forward to some of the smaller projects that maybe no one's heard of yet. Some of the projects that are really trying to, like we are, break the mold and do some really fun, innovative things. So as much as I'm looking forward to our plan for Summit, generally when it comes to these events, we'll execute against that really well, and that's I've no doubt in my mind that we'll achieve everything we're trying to do there. But it's the other things that you can't plan for. It's the spontaneous, let's catch up, let's meet new people and stuff like that. And I mean, to be fair, that could be Summit, that could even be Beamfest. Beam, definitely. I don't want to sort of. It's a smaller event, I guess, in the grand scheme of things, but I don't want to discount them in everything we're doing. I'm incredibly keen to head over there and see what's going on. We were, I was very fortunate. Back when I was, the studio lead at Rainy Studios, like, RTLOL was the first game to launch on the Beam L1. Worked closely with their team in making that happen. That was a really great experience. I've still got my shirt that I'll be wearing at Beamfest. I'm gonna get everyone to. I'm gonna bring like a silver Sharpie and get everyone to sort of sign it, which would be fun. But no, like I said, Jazz, I'm keen to hear what your highlights are for these sort of things. But like I said, it's more the in between stuff is where I always find the most value.
Yeah, that was a great answer, honestly. And to piggyback from your answer, because we're all piggybacking off each other's answers. Regarding Summit, I totally agree with you. It's the unexpected, which is always the most valuable. There's been so many events I've been to personally where you meet someone, you're at a bar, you get them a few drinks, you talk to the person next to you, and he ends up being someone who's in the same industry as you guys end up talking, connects you to another person, and the chain goes on. And I know people are very, on social media, they keep talking about networking this, networking that, and it's become very popular to network. But in my opinion, these are the true ways you network. You go to an event where there's like-minded people in a like-minded industry, and that's where you're going to get the most value out of things. So I definitely agree with Marty. Just meeting new people, being as helpful and friendly as we can, and at the end of the day, having no expectations of anything in return and just give. Because at the end of the day, the value is going to come regardless one day. So I would say that's probably one of the biggest things for me at Summit. At Beam, I'm very keen of the Beam team. Obviously, I had met Marty over at Rainy when he was when he was the studios lead, and I was the head of marketing over there. And knowing how highly they spoke of Marty and the whole team at Rainy just showed me how well of a team and company they are. Because I'm very used to companies in crypto, especially in a space, not really caring about what's going on in the ecosystem and only caring about themselves, right? But Beam seems to be and still is a very open-minded company who doesn't matter if you're building on their chain or if you're a part of their team or not, they will still support you as much as they can regardless. And that's how you win, in my opinion. And they've been doing a great job at that. And I'm excited to, see all the big titles who are going to come out to Beamfest, like Trial Extreme, Play Off the Grid will be there. I know a few friends and a few people who are going to be there showcasing their projects. So it's going to be exciting to catching up with everyone and just chatting, having a fun time, communicating, and let's see what happens out of that whole event. And same thing goes for Summit. You can never be prepared for the unexpected, and I think Marty, what you said there was perfect. But going out there and taking the initiative is all what's needed.
100%. And I mean, yeah, for anyone who is coming to their first summit, maybe their first like Web3 event, please don't introduce yourself by trying to pitch what you do. Just
we always talk about this. Don't do this. Don't do this.
Yeah, like there's nothing worse than if I want to know about what you're building, we'll get to that. But I like connecting with humans, with people first. You try and chat to someone and all they want to do is show you their pitch deck. It's like, no, let's talk about but no, definitely understand. I'm a founder. I get it. You're always in that pitching mindset, but your most successful pitches will happen when you are not pitching. So just I mean,
it goes with anything. Anyway. Just be yourself. There's going to be people who like you. There's going to be people who don't like you. That's life. Just be yourself. Just hope that someone likes you that much that they're going to want to see your pitch deck.
Pretty much. Get me interested in what you're building.
Oh, sorry. Go on.
Oh, you go.
I was just going to say, just come to us and start complaining to us about the warm beer. That will definitely get you in the door for us Aussies because warm beer is weird.
I know that's an English thing. I don't know if that's going to be an Amsterdam thing. So we're gonna have to do a comparison here, Jazz. We're gonna have to drink beer in Amsterdam and drink beer in London. Just compare between the two. I don't even know what Amsterdam beer is. Anyway, do they drink Heineken? I don't know.
Dude, they do actually. I was gonna tell you guys about this. They have a Heineken museum there. We should go check that.
They do.
Which is cool. But I'm not sure either. I mean, I've seen some pictures of Amsterdam. I've seen how it looks like. Looks like a lovely, beautiful city. So I'm sure we'll have a good time there. And, overall, I mean, Amsterdam is also very involved in the tech scene. I mean, I've seen a lot of news reports year over year, their tech scene has been growing rapidly. So, maybe we see someone there who can help us make a great connection and, next thing leads to the other.
There's Europe is just a hotbed for game development lately. There's various parts of Europe. Shout out to Turkey, especially. Any big mobile game you've probably played lately, most likely it came out of Turkey in some way, shape, or form. You've got some really awesome teams Iceland. A significant part of their GDP comes from EVE Online and from CCP, which is just insane. So a lot of cool stuff coming out of Europe. So definitely keen to get over there. Not really looking forward to the 24 hours in the air, but we do what we do. And yeah, obviously we'll be updating our socials. We'll be posting. We'll be trying to record as much content, do some live streams, all that good stuff while we're over there. And yeah, should be a lot of fun.
Should be great. Yeah. Where you guys stopping, by the way? And
we've got like a 1 hour layover in Singapore on the way over. So just long enough, like stretch the legs and then jump back on the plane and off we go again. So
yeah,
thankfully we don't. I was gonna say, thankfully we don't have to switch planes. It's just coming off and on. Yeah.
Maybe doing that direct flight from Sydney or Perth wouldn't be too bad.
It's still the same aircraft you're going on?
Yeah, they just have. I guess they just have to stop to like refuel and like stock up on vodka and Coke Zero and all that important stuff and off you go again.
So this is before we go. This is a question: are you an airport beer person or no?
So if I'm in holiday mode,
Yes.
I am absolutely an airport Negroni person.
Okay.
Like, or if it's a really rough morning, an airport Bloody Mary person. That's the thing. Like, it's the weirdest thing with events like Summit, because like this is work, obviously. Like, we're going there for work, representing the company, representing the community. Like, this is we are working while we're there, but like it's so fun actually getting to go over there, connect with everyone. We're going to show off our kick-ass game and talk about like our AI tools and stuff like that. Like, I've got to remind myself half the time that this is a work trip. This is not just a holiday. Because like, if I had a choice of doing this on a holiday, I probably would. Like, although to the other co-founders, don't get any ideas. Like, you're still paying me while I'm over. I'm not taking leave. But yeah, like it's incredible to have the opportunity to go to an event like this. And yeah, just obviously big shout out to AVAX for putting this together. I know like Coop and the team have been like, working really hard to make this happen. Answering all our annoying questions about, hey, we're bringing banners, we're bringing games, like we're doing all this stuff. And yeah, hopefully, we can make some good connections and have some fun while we're at it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I guess, thanks to, both chains, AVAX and Beam for hosting us. We're happy to be there and we're excited to have a great time. And sorry, Coop, for spamming your phone the last 2 days about every single detail we just needed.
Coop, after I think I say this after like every event we see him at. I'm like afterwards, like, hey, just go have a break, dude. Like, go relax. But I'm pretty sure like he's going to come out of this and have to start planning the next event. But I mean, like the entire AVAX team. But obviously in particular, like, Coop on the marketing side, Parker on the gaming side, like they do incredible work. And yeah, definitely looking forward to connecting over some warm beer.
Awesome. All right. Yeah. No, I mean, so this was episode 5, 6. I think it was episode 6 of ForgeChat.
I was just checking because we've sort of dropped this one out of nowhere. We didn't announce it, so there's not really many questions coming in from the community this time around. There's all the usual stuff like when Forge keys and stuff like that. The general answer to any question you have at the moment is tune in next week. Make sure your notifications are on. Make sure you've got your Forge Essence ready to go. Next week is going to be huge. Yeah.
Forge Essence. Yeah, that is. If you have a Forge Essence, just make sure you're tuned in, and there might be or might not be a potential reward for you. We got to find out.
If you don't have a Forge Essence, maybe you could jump on Magic Eden. Shout out to Magic Eden. They're on Avalanche now. We can finally talk about that. Maybe jump on Magic Eden and see if anyone's got any Forge Essence for sale. But
maybe
looking forward to next week. I think it'll be a lot of fun. And yeah, definitely looking forward to all the stuff we have planned for our community during that week as well.
Yep. Perfect. Awesome, guys. Cool. And yeah, this was ForgeChat here. See you guys later.
It's probably the shortest ForgeChat I think we've ever done. Yeah. Cool. All right. Have a good day, everyone. LFG.
LFG.